Hello everyone, this is SSN. I'm Lucas Barron, joined with Cooper Kinney, Gavin Pearson, and Will Chalker, and this is 2022 March Madness Bracketology. We're going to go ahead and start with the south side of the bracket. Go ahead, Will.
I got south side. Let's be real. First game, Arizona, no question. Like, Greensburg, you suck, sorry. Bryant, you're all right.
Greensburg.
Yeah,
Wow.
kid from Greensburg. Plays for our state.
yeah.
He starts.
That is true.
You don't.
Seton Hall, TCU. I got Seton Hall this year. They're low-key a solid team, I'm not gonna lie. They just don't play a lot of competition. UAB in Houston. I got UAB.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Let's be real, UAB's averaging like 90-something this year. They really don't play competition. They did upset Creighton earlier this year, and they beat another ranked team earlier. I got Illinois here. I mean, something could happen, but it's not, I had to think about this one, really. But I got Michigan in this one. Colorado State literally plays like nobodies. And
I'm agreeing with you on that.
Yeah, no, that's I like that
I
pick.
also like that pick.
I think that's a rebound.
Tennessee
Houston
Longwood.
upset.
I got Tennessee in this. They just won the SEC. They're looking pretty good right now, too. I'm sorry, Ohio State fans.
That's what I like.
Nice.
That's
a good pick.
come back.
I got
strong.
Loyola Chicago, dude.
Come back strong.
They seem to do it every year.
Sister
man.
Jean,
They
bro.
seem to pull it out every year. And
She's
then,
dead.
last but not least, I got Nova in the last game, too. That's a no-brainer. They're playing really well this year.
Yeah. Do the rest of the bracket.
All right. For the next part of this bracket, we're going to start from the bottom up. So right here, I got Nova beating Loyola Chicago.
You're not taking Loyola again?
Nah, they can't beat Villanova. This game's probably a tough game, but you know how refs be. I got Tennessee in this. I don't think Tennessee's really a solid team. I think they kind of lucked out, but UAB Illinois. I got Illinois. I think that Kofi Cockburn is like one of the best players in college basketball right now. This is an easy pick for me. I got Arizona in this one. So now to the next round from here. I got Arizona over Illinois. Arizona's solid. They're on a 6-game win streak right now. They probably keep that up. And then this one I got Villanova coming out of that game too. Again, Tennessee's a solid team, but I don't think they got it this year.
I think that would be one of the better games of the
Yeah,
bracket.
for sure. And then finally, I got Arizona coming out of the South this year, and I think they have potential to win it all.
All right.
I agree with you on that.
I think Zona's a solid pick. I think they're one of the better one seeds in the bracket.
Yeah, they're tough.
I still don't know how I feel about the UAB over Houston though.
Dude, I love
don't know.
UAB's chances.
I don't know. I
think
feel like Houston's.
you
one
gotta
of the-
have one big upset.
Yeah, I know. I feel like Houston's one of the underdog teams, kind of in the lower seed. That
I
you
think,
kinda don't expect to go far.
I think Houston and Colorado State are in the same position, where they're just ranked too high and they really don't play people that
I think if Arizona gets through Illinois, they'll win it.
Oh, for sure.
This side, at least. Make
No, I
it
think
to
I
the
respect.
Final Four.
I respect. I respect it.
All right, so now we're on to the Midwest region. So first game, if you watched that Texas game that happened the other night, there's no way that they're going to beat Kansas.
Solid.
I got Creighton on a slight upset against San Diego State, just because their defense is really good.
Yeah, for me, this game was really a toss-up. I just felt like Creighton did really good earlier in the season.
Yep. Iowa versus Richmond. I do think that's going to be a close game. I think that if Richmond's leading at halftime, they're going to win that. But I got Iowa against them. Providence, South Dakota State. I don't know either team well, but I'm thinking it's going to be Providence just because they got some scores on their team. LSU versus Iowa State. I actually got Iowa State upsetting LSU here. They're not going to score a lot, but I believe that their defense is good enough to stop LSU from scoring.
I like that a lot.
You like that?
I got that too.
I think I can go either way. I think it'll be a close one.
Colgate versus Wisconsin. I'm thinking that if Colgate is up by half, I think that they'll come out on top just because they have some star three-point shooters on their team.
Really?
But Wisconsin is gonna win that game.
I was about to say, I don't know. I think Wisconsin. I think
I was
Wisconsin's one of the better
Colgate
teams.
is tough.
USC versus Miami. See, that was a toss-up for me.
Yeah.
I got USC going though. All right, so Auburn versus Jacksonville. That's got to be Auburn. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, you
I believe
can't- there's not much you
they're
can
just
do.
too good for
Nothing's
that,
gonna happen.
to lose to. All right. So Kansas versus Creighton up here. I mean, Creighton's got really good defense. I think that might be a tough game for Kansas, but I'm still gonna go Kansas. So Iowa versus Providence. Iowa's got Keegan Murray, and if he needs to, he can drop 40 points if he needs to. They also got like a couple players off the bench that can come in, average double digits if they need to. So I'm gonna go Iowa.
They can shoot the three.
Yeah, I think that'll be another really good one too. I've heard a lot of good things about Iowa and Providence from outside people, but yeah, I do think Iowa's the right choice here.
So Iowa State versus Wisconsin. I got Wisconsin winning that game. I believe that if Wisconsin beats Colgate, they're gonna beat Iowa State for sure. I have to spell that. All right, so USC and Auburn. I think that's going to be a really good game, just because of USC's offense, and Auburn has one top-ranked defense in the nation. So I'm thinking that's going to be Auburn, just because of their defense.
Yeah, I like that you're kind of concerned about that because that's how I felt too. I think Auburn has kind of had some closer games that shouldn't have been as close as they have been in towards the end of the season, and just kind of worries me as they get closer into the end of the tournament.
Yep. So Iowa versus Kansas. I believe that's going to be one of the best games of the tournament. I do think Iowa's going to come out on top though.
That's a great pick.
I like that. I won't disagree with that.
Yeah.
And then Auburn versus Wisconsin. I also think that's going to be another good game to watch. Wisconsin's got some really good players. Auburn also does, but I think I'm going to have to go Auburn on this game. Probably going to get some hate for that one.
That's gonna be a good game.
I also
I
think
can
that'll
go
be
either
very
way.
good. It'll be a lot of interesting games depending on the matchups.
Yeah, this side's
Don't mess it up.
And then winning Midwest region, it's got to be Iowa, because if Auburn makes it through Wisconsin, Iowa's going to win that game.
I'm going with you on that.
God, he's a golfer.
I got Auburn in that game. I'm taking Iowa.
Auburn.
Iowa's on fire right now.
I can't be mad at the Iowa pick. I mean, they've played really well in winning the Big Ten tournament. I mean, they've got a
They
lot
only
of
have
potential.
one close game in the tournament.
Iowa's
Yeah.
a team.
Buzzer beater.
Iowa's a team. They're top 50 in offense, but they're also below 150 in defense this year too.
They won all those games in the Big Ten tournament, then they went to Purdue, and in front of a Purdue crowd, still
Yeah.
performed pretty well. So I believe that
Yeah, no,
Iowa's
I-
going to win the Midwest region.
It was
Yeah, no,
in
I-
Indy,
yeah.
and they knocked off Indiana and Purdue.
All right, moving on into the West bracket. I think this is one of the more predictable brackets out of the four. So, first game, Gonzaga and Georgia State. I think the obvious choice here is Gonzaga. I mean, the 1 seed, they're very well deserving of it, and I think they'll cruise through their first game. Boise State versus Memphis. I think that's more of a toss-up game. I think you won't be wrong either way going into this. I feel like Memphis is very hit or miss in this, but I'm going to go ahead and take them. I feel like they have the talent to. And I think it's hard telling whether it would be a close game or not, but I think Memphis will come out on top here. Connecticut versus New Mexico State. I mean, a lot of the 12 seeds look very well against the 5 seeds, but I don't think Connecticut's going to be one of those teams that gets upset. They've performed very well recently, I have to say. So, yeah, we'll go with UConn here. Arkansas versus Vermont. This was interesting to me. I feel like Arkansas would be a very good pick. However, I'm going to go with Vermont because after winning their conference tournament, getting into March Madness, they've won 22 out of the last 23 games. I feel like they've looked very solid on the ball, offensively and defensively. And something Arkansas lacks is size. So I think Vermont was going to pull off an upset here. One of the more interesting upsets I picked.
I think you're insane.
Yeah.
You think I'm insane?
I think Arkansas got it.
I don't see them losing.
Arkansas is a very solid team this
Arkansas is
year.
winning it all.
Yeah, nah, I don't see them going out first round though. They had a big one this year, buzzer beater. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Auburn.
I believe that Arkansas is a team that's going to walk into the tournament thinking it's going to be a breeze, and then they're going to lose first round to Vermont. So I like that pick.
I hate that big.
Yeah, I'll walk a different way from the pack. I like this. And okay, Notre Dame, Rutgers. I don't like how either Rutgers or Notre Dame look this year. I feel like either team wins. I don't think it'll make a difference. I think Alabama's gonna pull this one out.
I like Rutgers.
You like
Yeah, I do
Rutgers?
not like
I think I like
Rutgers.
Rutgers. I like
Oh,
Rutgers a lot
Rutgers.
more than Notre Dame.
I like that Bama
I
pick
do
a
not
lot.
like that Bama pick at all.
You know,
I think that Rutgers, when they beat Notre Dame, they're going to walk into the tournament and beat Alabama too.
I think so.
But
I
it's
like
not
that.
going to matter
I like
because
Rutgers.
either way, Texas Tech's taking them out in the next round.
Yeah,
I think you're right with that one, though.
no, I would definitely agree that I like Rutgers more than Notre Dame. I think Rutgers would put up more of a fight, but I like the way Alabama's been playing this year with J.D. Davidson and Javon Queerley. So, yeah, I had to pick Alabama. So for Texas Tech and Montana State, I'm gonna have to go with Texas Tech. I like how they've been playing this year, and yeah, I just don't feel like Montana State has enough to take out Texas Tech, and I'm actually very high on Texas Tech in my tournament. So we'll just see how far that takes us. Michigan State versus Davidson. I really like how Davidson is looking this year, so
Yep.
I think Davidson's gonna pull this one off.
It's a great pick. I think we all had that.
Davidson I think is one of my dark horses into the tournament. So
I have Michigan State.
I'm gonna have to go with 10 Davidson over 7 Michigan State. Duke versus Fullerton. However, I'm not very confident in Duke, but I don't think they're losing this game. I really don't see Duke being upset in the first round to Fullerton, as much as I'm very iffy on how far I want Duke to go this year. So moving on into the second round, I'm going to pick Gonzaga over Memphis. As much as I like Gonzaga or Memphis' talent, I just don't think they have what it takes to beat Gonzaga's tournament experience coming in from last year.
Honestly, I think this will be a better game than most people think.
I
because
agree.
Gonzaga really doesn't play a lot of talent all year. Memphis has 2 of the best players in the country. They have the most experienced coach in the country, so it'll be pretty close. But I got Gonzaga too.
You know, see, I'm not mad about that. I like that. So, UConn and Vermont. As much as I like Vermont against Arkansas, I'm gonna have to go with UConn here. Just feel like as much if Vermont ends up winning this game, I think they'll have a lot of pride going into their game against UConn. But I still feel like UConn will end up winning this game.
Yeah, you can't really go Vermont there just because of UConn's. I mean, they're really good, and then Vermont has to play Arkansas, and then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to be able to beat Arkansas and then UConn.
Yeah, I just think it'll be a hard back-to-back game for them if they pull off the first win. Alabama versus Texas Tech. I think this will be a very good and close game. I think Alabama has a lot of talent, but I think Texas Tech will end up beating Alabama. Just like I said, it'll be a toss-up game, but I think Texas Tech will take it out in the end. Davidson versus Duke. Once again, I said I like how Davidson looks, but I feel like Duke will end up winning this one by quite a bit.
I think they got a pretty good draw there.
I think they did as well. I think Davidson has a lot of potential, and they could very easily have a great day. Duke could also have a bad day, and Davidson could end up making it into the next round.
We've
But
seen that before with them in North Carolina.
we have. And like I said, Duke hasn't really been playing good towards the end of the season, kind of falling short on a couple games that they needed to win. But I just don't think they can take them out. So moving into Sweet 16, Gonzaga over UConn. I think, like I said, Gonzaga has a lot of tournament potential with Drew Timm and then Chet Holmgren being a good freshman. I think the 1 seed makes it into the Elite Eight. Texas Tech versus Duke. I think this will be another great game. I think Duke has a lot of potential to win this game, but I think Texas Tech can pull off an upset. I think Duke has a lot of those games where they've been playing a good excuse me, I didn't mean to write Duke there.
I was a little confused.
Yeah, no, Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech pulls this one out. I have a lot of love for Duke, and they have all the talent in the world to make the Final Four, but I just think they'll fall short against Texas Tech. And moving into the Elite Eight game, as much as I hate predicting the number 1 seed to make it in because March Madness is crazy, I feel like Gonzaga is going to take Texas Tech and move into Final Four.
I agree with that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't. I hate it.
There was a lot of questioning myself in my picks, but in the end, I think I feel confident with it.
All right, so moving into the East, I think the East, that's probably the most complicated side of the bracket to finish it off here. And start off, we got Baylor and Norfolk State. I mean, you can't really go against Baylor.
It's probably the easiest game on
Yeah,
it.
it's like a gimme.
Norfolk's tough.
Nah. And then the next game, UNC and Marquette. I think this could be a good game, but UNC showed a lot of promise in that Duke game, and I'm taking them right here.
That one was kind of a toss.
Yeah, see, I had
Yeah.
trouble picking
That was like a
game.
flip a coin. see
I'm
which
not gonna
one.
lie, I got Marquette over that game.
I
I
would-
think
yeah.
really the only reason UNC won the Duke game is because Duke had a lot of emotion on their side and they really weren't ready to play.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree with that. Watching the Duke UNC game, I know there was a lot of things that Duke did wrong. I'm sure there was a lot of things that UNC did right, but it's just hard to tell. And I wanted to pick Marquette in the beginning, but I ended up switching to pick UNC.
And then moving into St. Mary's and Indiana. I love the 12-5 upset right here. I'm taking Indiana over St. Mary's.
I like that as
I love
well.
that pick.
I like that
I
as
mean,
well.
St. Mary's, they're a good team. They beat, the only really quality win I saw was a Gonzaga win, which is a big win, but they didn't play anybody else. And Indiana's playing, they're hot right now. Mike Woodson's got them rolling. And the next game, you got to take UCLA. You can't go against them right there. I mean, solid team. They're kind of a sleeper team this year, I think, from regular season. And then I'm going with another upset with Virginia Tech and Texas. I think Virginia Tech is
I
hot
love
right
that.
now.
Virginia
Yeah.
Tech is very
Yeah,
good right now.
especially after winning the ACC tournament. I liked how they played throughout that entire tournament.
Yeah, they're hot. And then Purdue and Yale, I'm not like high on Purdue right now, but I don't think they're going to lose to Yale in the first round. The next game, that's kind of a tough one. I mean, Murray State's played fantastic all year, but San Francisco is also another solid team, but I'm not going against Murray State on this one.
I was gonna say Murray State's one of my sleeper teams.
They're
I feel
very
like.
solid this year.
They are very solid.
And then at the bottom, Kentucky, St. Peter's. I'm going with Kentucky. This is kind of a gimme win, I think. All right, moving up to Baylor and UNC. You know, I'm high on UNC right now, but I'm not taking them against Baylor. I think Baylor's got this one.
I think Baylor does have a good win with this one. As much as I do think UNC has been playing very well towards the end stretch of their season, I just think Baylor's just a
Baylor's
better team.
experience is
Yeah.
there too. And then, like I said, I'm high on Indiana right now, but I'm not taking them over UCLA. UCLA is a tough team. You know, Johnny Juzang, that team's on fire right now.
Mhm.
Virginia Tech and Purdue. I said I'm not very high on Purdue, and Virginia Tech's kind of hot, but Purdue's got a really deep bench, and they got phenomenal player in Jaden Ivey. I'm taking Purdue in this one.
No, I'm not a fan of that pick, honestly. Virginia Tech's a super hot team right now.
Mhm.
I mean, it is tough to beat a 6th seed and turn around and beat a third team in the same week, but I like Virginia Tech over that. Jaden Ivey's a great player. He can go out there and drop 50 if he wants, but
If he has a bad game.
if he has a bad game,
Yeah.
really, they had nobody.
Yeah, I think that was my thing. I like how Virginia Tech looked throughout, like I said, ACC tournament, and I think they have a great shot against Texas. I think Purdue will be a very close game, closer than a lot of people would say,
Yeah.
but I think Purdue will end up winning.
Yeah, I just don't see them losing that. And then I like Murray State. They've had a phenomenal season, but I'm not taking them over Kentucky.
That was
I got
my
Murray.
upset.
I got Murray State
Murray
over
State as
Kentucky
well.
as well.
That was my upset.
I love that pick.
I can take it as the first round.
I like Kentucky there. I mean, Oscar Tshiebwe, that man is a beast. And then moving up to the top is, I mean, right here, this is where it gets kind of difficult for me. And I like Baylor. They're a good team, but I'm taking UCLA right here.
I think we all
I love that
I-
pick.
I-
That is a great pick.
UCLA is tough.
Yeah, see, I can't argue that.
Yeah.
I think you can go either way there, honestly. And then Purdue, Kentucky. I think I gotta go with Kentucky here. I mean, I don't know if they can. I don't think Purdue can produce and beat Kentucky in this game. I think
Yeah, no, I think
they're going to struggle a little against Virginia Tech, but I think they'll come out on top. They're just a more quality team and have been more consistent. But Kentucky, I just don't think that they're going to lose Purdue.
I think that is the right pick there, in my opinion.
And then right here, this is a real tough one. UCLA and Kentucky, they're both pretty solid teams. You know, UCLA made a phenomenal run last year, starting a playing game, then went all the way to the Final Four, and I'm taking UCLA here to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
no,
pick.
I can't
UCLA
argue
brought
that.
pretty much everybody back, and they have experience just like Gonzaga.
Oh yeah, that tournament experience, making it to the Final Four last year, I think has just enough to get them to the Final Four.
And bringing back 4 out of your 5 players.
Right, yeah, like I said, that experience is going to be phenomenal for them compared to other teams with like a lot of freshmen.
Yeah. And that concludes the East.
Now that we've covered all 4 regions of March Madness, we've made it down to the Final Four with Gonzaga, UCLA, Arizona, and Iowa. And we'll start on the left side here, Gonzaga versus UCLA. What are your guys' thoughts?
All right, so I'm thinking that it's going to be UCLA, not because they're my favorite team, but because Gonzaga is a #1 seed. And I feel like if Gonzaga goes to the championship and Arizona goes to the championship, that's too perfect of like the outcome's too perfect. So I believe that UCLA will upset Gonzaga in that game.
I mean, last year it was Gonzaga and Baylor, and they were both 1 seeds, so.
I got to go back to that Gonzaga-UCLA game last year, Jalen Suggs buzzer beater. I think it's going to be another game like that. It's going to come down to the wire, but I'm taking the Zags.
I'm with Gavin there. I like Gonzaga in that one. UCLA has to go through a lot of everything to get there. And I think they have that in the bag, but I feel like Gonzaga has that in that game.
All right, yeah. So what I would have to say is I think this is like the perfect Final Four March Madness matchup. You got 2 very experienced teams who were in the same exact position last year in the Final Four. It was a very close game. I think it'll be, like you said, the exact same way. I think Gonzaga will narrowly pull it out, but yeah, I just think Gonzaga's not losing this game. I don't think.
So we take Gonzaga then.
Mhm. All right, so now on to the right side, we've got Arizona versus Iowa. Any thoughts about this?
That's a tough one.
I think on this, so this isn't how my personal bracket turned out, so I don't really have an idea of what I would want. I mean, I kind of just have thoughts about it, but there's not really. I don't feel like it would be like one easy choice to me.
Yeah.
This is the game that I want to see. I want to watch Keegan Murray. I mean, if he plays bad, then we know who's going to win that game. But he's got to play at his best to be able to compete with Arizona there.
Yeah, personally, I love Arizona in this. I mean, 2 #1 seeds in the final. I don't love to see that necessarily. But Iowa is weak on defense. Arizona's so good with their fast break scoring. And I feel like Arizona will outrun Iowa in that game.
Yeah, I feel like Arizona's good on both sides of the ball, and I just feel like very well deserving of the 1 seed. I feel, as much as I hate 2 1 seeds going against each other, like you guys have already mentioned, I just feel like Arizona's going to end up winning this game.
Personally, I like Iowa. I think winning that Big Ten championship, that they had some quality games there, quality wins, big wins all season. I think they're rolling right now. But
Yeah, that's what I said. They are playing. They have been very good recently, as you said in the Big Ten tournament. I think both teams have their high points and their weaknesses, but
I believe that after winning the Big Ten tournament, they're going to walk into this tournament really confident, and I believe that they're going to pull it off and make it to the championship.
We've seen in the past how Big Ten teams perform in the tournament, and it's hard to beat 33-3, but I can see this game going both ways, honestly.
yeah, I think this could be a toss-up either way. I really love how Arizona's looked, but
so you guys think Arizona?
I'd have to say Arizona.
I got Arizona.
I got Iowa.
Me too. So I think we got to bring in a special guest, Caleb Sparks.
All right.
Give me the
Yeah,
film.
let me
You got
give
the
him the
chalk.
chalk.
You got the chalk.
You got the chalk.
Write your thing.
Turn around.
Oh boy.
It's Arizona.
It's
That's
okay,
a great
Arizona.
pick, though.
I like
I love
that.
it.
I like it. So we got a 1 seed versus 1 seed back-to-back matchup from last year. Gonzaga is returning to the national championship versus Arizona. Any final?
I believe that if Arizona makes the championship, I mean, they're a great team. They're probably the best team out there right now. I'd say that if they make the championship, they're going to be the ones that come out on top.
Okay.
Yeah, on my personal bracket, I had this exact Final Four, except I had Auburn in this position, but I still had the same finals, and I love Arizona over Gonzaga. Gonzaga's a solid team. They have great players, but they really don't play a lot of competition all year.
Now, see, I want to go back to that the experience factor from last year, making it to the national championship, and they brought a lot of their players back. I mean, they lost Jalen Suggs, who was a great asset to their team as being a freshman last year, but I think Chet Holmgren is a good replacement in terms of just his size and athleticism. I just feel like they have the pieces, they have the experience, and I think they just look better on paper as well. So
I don't see them getting there back-to-back years and losing. I mean, I think you get there 2 years in a row, one of them you're going to win.
Because I think they definitely do have a chip on their shoulder from losing to Baylor last year, because everyone expected them to win last year. I mean, they were the team last year and they didn't make it, so I feel like they do have that chip on their shoulder, and I think they pull it out.
So we at 2-2 again?
Yeah,
Are we 2-2?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Ooh.
all right. Caleb,
All right.
it's up to you.
Back
man.
again.
I guess so.
It's a tough one.
You got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, Gonzaga's overrated.
I agree with
I
that.
agree with that.
I think
agree
Chet
with that.
How do you
I think-
lose to a St. Mary's?
I
how do
think
you
Chet
lose to a St.
Holmgren
Mary's
is not
school?
as good as everybody thinks he is. Honestly, I'm better than him. All right, fellas, turn the backs. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You kind of went for 180. I thought you were. I was
Yeah, you
expecting you.
threw
To,
us
I was
off a
expecting you
little
to pick Arizona with
Threw us off there.
the overrated statement, but no. I think score-wise, I don't expect it to be a blowout. I expect it to be extremely close game, like a March Madness atmosphere type game.
Yeah.
I do believe it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely
love
think-
I think that
low
would-
80s, mid 70s in this game.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah. So our final turnout, we've got Gonzaga over at Arizona in the national championship game. This has been Bracketology for March Madness with SSN.